What a beautiful place. We're looking for a mine. Me and Johan, just the two of us today.
Somewhere down there.
Yes. Somewhere down the bottom of that gorge where the river is. What a beautiful place to be, innit? So the Adits are down there somewhere. Hopefully we'll find them. Let's go and have a look. We're down near the river now. We're getting closer to the Adits. I think we spot a spoil heap over here.
So basically, geologically, we've got 3 veins crossing the river and 6 adits. So on either side of the river, on each vein, we've got an adit going in. So there's 1, 2, next vein, 1, 2, next vein, 1, 2. So that's why we've got these row of adits up either side of the riverbank, and we've got a shaft as well. So we're sunk to about 150, 200 feet with levels going under the river. So the only problem is you've got to find them.
Yeah. What is that? I can see there's flat up there, look.
I think that, see it comes all the way along?
Yeah.
That's the old mine leach that brought water to the water wheel further downstream.
Right.
You'll see it in a minute, but there's 2 water wheel pits downstream where the old dressing floor was, processing floor. And the water is carried down this leach, that trench, to feed the water wheels from the river further upstream.
Let's go and check it out. I see something over there. Oh, we've got our first Adit.
Number 1.
Yes.
And also, look, number 2.
Oh yes.
Oh, there's all walls running along around.
Yeah, I can see. 100% of the metal detect this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You see, we're on the same vein. The vein just crosses the river here. There's one adit driven along it going that way. Straight across. And there's another adit driven along it going that way.
And there it is. Is that the flooded one?
That is very wet, yeah.
We won't be going in there then?
I'm afraid not, unless you want to get up to your chest in water.
No thanks. It doesn't go very long.
No, it's collapsed about 60 or 70 feet in.
So, I think
Here it is, there's another one.
we found an Adit. Unfortunately, it's flooded. We don't have waders on. Put my light on. That's too deep.
Yeah, it's over welly depth, isn't it?
Yeah. Nuts. Hopefully the rest will be okay. It looks shallower over there. It's just this first bit.
Yeah. So we're on a pretty big spoil heap. All of this is all spoil, huge amounts. But if you look back at the adit we've just been looking at, the adit's down below it, so that's much older. They wouldn't take the stuff up to tip. Across the river there, you can see there's, well, we'll see it later on when we go over there, there's a shaft, the main shaft. And there used to be a footbridge across, so they used to carry the spoil from the shaft across the river to dump on this bank because there's more room. So that's why all of this is here. It looks over here, let's have a look. There could be a small picking floor or something. Yeah, just here, see this old building. This is where the woman and the children would have worked to hammer down and pick down the ore on wooden tables before it was taken to the roll crushers. Just on this little platform down there.
Over.
The stuff from the shaft is taken across the river, waste is dumped. The stuff to be treated is taken along the spine of the tip and dumped into this ore bin. It's like an ore storage unit, if you like. Almost circular. And there's a door at the bottom, just here, there would have been a door with an iron chute coming out of it. And this is where the wooden tables would have been. So that stuff was raked out of the chute by 8, 9-year-olds perhaps, onto these wooden tables. And then these and their mothers, girls and their mothers, would have used flat iron hammers to to buck down the ore, as it was known as, but 12-pound sledgehammers for 12 hours a day. Primitive these mines were, it's frozen. You might find mortar stones, so you can see, you know, where they've been using.
Yeah.
I would doubt to find them here. They would have had tables here, but at some of the older mines, you find mortar stones.
See how it's circular.
Hmm.
Why is it circular?
I don't know.
Have you ever seen it like that before?
No, it could just be the way that. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. They did have circular
Different.
tables sometimes. It could
Right.
have been that. I'll tell you what. I'm going to throw out a theory. That there is the pumping water wheel pit for the shaft. So there would have been a big water wheel in that building there, pumping rods across the river to the shaft. Sometimes at some mines they had circular wooden picking tables that rotated, driven by a water wheel. Now there's a water wheel right there. This could have been a circular table because, see, as the table turned, the women were lined up around it, and that ore was going round in circles, and they could just hammer it as it went past. That could be what it is.
Kind of makes sense a
It
bit,
does.
doesn't it?
The water wheel's right there.
Yeah, you can see that, the old
So-
ruin there.
Yeah.
This is all the stuff that was nothing.
Yeah.
There's that Adit. That is cool.
Where the roll crusher would have been.
What's up there? Is that a shaft there?
That's the office. So that's the old office and smithy.
Brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Can't beat it, can you? There it is, right below us. We'll just go round and down. It's very slippy and wet. I hope it's not flooded. Is it flooded?
No, it's fine.
Oh, brilliant. So we're draining up the mine a bit. The other one is. Oh, a lot of water come out then. There it is. What you got here?
So you can see this is an old Adit, probably mid-18th century, because look at all the chisel marks. There's no gunpowder been used here. This has all been picked. You can see all of the chisel marks. Absolutely smooth.
Yeah. Just make it all out.
But it has been widened by gunpowder because you wouldn't do a coffin level this big. This is huge for a coffin level if you're only using your hands. So I think probably one side will probably see shot holes further in, probably. You see there's been something, maybe ventilation pipes running along this shelf here. Yeah, here's a shot hole.
It feels warm.
Nice, isn't it?
Weirdly warm.
We've got a ring of sulphur intrusion. There's a this is actually a crosscut, we're not following the vein yet. And we're cutting through a very small fracture, which is leaching sulphur all around here.
That's neat. I like that.
Not in any dangerous quantities. Oh, this is nice.
What is it?
This is, well, commonly known as a gad. So basically, this is your ultimate coffin level tool because it's a moil pointed chisel. So this is what you use. See, all this has been blasted now. But when you're excavating a coffin level, you'd use a hammer and this, and you usually go kind of in arcs like this when you're excavating. So that's why in many of the coffin levels that we've been into, you've got sort of the chisel marks running in sort of curved lines like this all the way along, because this is what they used to use. Usually they were shorter, but they use these right back from Roman times.
That actually looks like it hasn't been used.
It's been freshly sharpened, isn't it? That is beautiful. Fuse is still in it. That is something. Look at that. The hole for the fuse is still in the top. Oh,
yeah,
mate, that
picture.
is class.
Another one here.
That is absolutely class.
So The gunpowder would have been in this bit.
Absolutely. So what they do, they put the gunpowder in and they wedge it with sticking, as this is known as, or stemming, to stop the charge from running back out again. And then they use a wooden needle or a copper needle to poke a hole through the stemming to push in the fuse. And the hole is actually still in the stemming where that fuse used to be. That is superb. I've never seen that. That's a 250-year-old hole there, been poked in some clay.
Neat. There's the chisel marks there, look. That's quite a few.
Yeah. There's a whole area of them that go out there as well. And that's exactly what they would have used that gad for.
No, so they're leaving this one. That was
But it's probably been stoked, because that's where all those rocks have come from.
probably, yeah. That's the dead end there. We'll check out another one. Next Adit then.
On to the next one.
Yeah. I found a scary monster, look. It's a puffball. That's what it should look like. Woo. So we're looking for another Adit now. Shaft. No, we're looking for a shaft now, are we?
We've come round in a big circle.
We have, yeah. So let's go and find the shaft, go down that, and then go on the other Adit. What's this?
So this is the main engine shaft, and we're absolutely completely opposite the pumping water wheel pit that we looked at on the way over. So that would have operated a run of cast iron rods across the river, and here they are, connected to this end, to the angle bob or the counterbalance at the edge of the shaft, which would have been housed in this pit here. So you see this sort of seat in the middle. There would have been a 15-foot high wooden post sitting in this niche extending up here, and a rocker beam extending out both ways. So it's like a triangle, if you like, connected with these iron stays. So like a triangular structure, and the pumping rod's connected to one end of it, and there was a counterbalance weight in this pit here connected to the back end, so that the weight of the pump rods going down the shaft was equivalent to the weight in the balance box. So the whole system was completely balanced as it pumped the water out of the shaft.
And that's where we're going.
Yeah, we'll have a quick. Looks possible, doesn't it?
Hope so, we've got no ropes. Let's get down there then. It's impressive how they did things, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is really rare. You see such extensive remains of the angle bob as well.
Mm.
It's a bit hard to describe, but just imagine a big triangle, because as the pumping rods move back and forwards, connected to the top of the triangle, it swings back and forwards like that, and the pumping rods go up and down at the other end of it. So it just transfers, it's an angle bob, so it transfers the motion from horizontal to vertical.
Mm. Very impressive. Check out the very, very old car we found, just hanging in the shaft. I wonder what type of car it was. That is seriously old.
Is that like a flatbed?
It's got a really long bonnet.
Yeah. Or is that the back end of it?
And that's the front. I can see the wipers there.
Okay. Mm. Oh yeah.
Oh, there's, you can see the car.
Oh whoa.
What car was that? That's neat.
Whoa. Yeah, the steering wheel's still in there, and there's still glass in the window.
Wow.
Whoa.
I wonder how many cars are in this shaft.
Cool. I think they're down here. So what we've got here is one of the only surviving angle bobs that I know of in mid Wales. It's all here, and that big square iron piece you can see in the middle there, that's known as the king post hat. So that's the top of the triangle that would have sat on top of the vertical wooden post in the middle of the counterbalance, and the iron rods that go off from either side of it form the triangle. You can get an idea of the shape of the thing now. So each end that's buried at the far end of these iron rods that lead away from it, they would have connected to the horizontal beam that runs on the bottom of the triangle. So you can you can kind of get an idea of how the thing would have looked. That's superb. Oh, that is beautiful.
It was
That
cool
is
seeing that.
absolutely beautiful.
That angle bob was pretty cool
Yeah,
to see.
that's superb.
Yeah,
Very rare you see anything like that.
very short. Explore that one. Let's go and find the long level with the cool artifacts.
Spotted this last year. Right. So, this is a horse rim, or a horse gym. So there would have been a vertical post socketed in that stone, going up to maybe 10-15 feet in height, with a great big wooden frame holding it in place. And on that vertical axle would have been a big winding drum, which would have hauled the kibbles out of the shaft, and a horse would have walked round in circles, connected to a harness, to wind and to turn the drum and wind the buckets up the shaft. There's another one in Talabon's underground.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah,
is-
that one in Taliban is really impressive.
and it still has a harness in it.
Still has
doesn't
a
it?
harness, yeah, it does.
But there's a bigger one, and on the surface right
Yeah,
here.
this is a big one. That is neat.
But just by seeing that stone there,
Mm.
that's lovely.
We found the Last Addict. Yes, look at that.
Lots of leaves. There's a trench in the middle, mind you, step.
Oh, is it quite deep?
No, it's fine. Well, the water's shallow anyway.
Oh, it's warm again.
Yeah.
It's cold outside.
These rabbits are huge, aren't they?
Yeah. That dead end there?
Yeah.
Dead end there.
There's a wall of deaths.
Yeah. Probably a short tunnel behind that.
Yeah. Oh, no, the bigger one here.
Scrambling up this collapse now. It's a bit wet, isn't it? Yeah, God.
Very kind of clay cemented
Wow.
rock, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like a mess.
It is.
Down we go now.
It's really warm.
It's very warm in this one. You know what that means? It's going to be freezing when we go outside. Look at the squeeze there.
There's ventilation pipes on the floor.
Oh wow. Oh yeah.
These are nice.
Hmm. There's big claps, that is it? Or is it?
Another one about the same size. This is the last one now. I think it looks clear from here on. And here.
Do you think?
Yeah.
It's all this lot here we're walking over. It's fallen all off here. Bit dangerous, this one.
Look at this white fluffy stuff. Like a fungus or something.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
It's like
It's almost like cotton wool.
It's like the other side, isn't it? In the
This is seriously dangerous here. Look at it all, big crack there.
yeah.
Oof, hit me head. This, it feels weird in here. It really does.
Yeah, it's like the stuff hanging from the roof in the other side in Stranger Things. That's what it is.
It's getting warmer. Part of a track there, look.
Yeah. More ventilation pipes. This is where it gets good. Oh, look.
What have you found?
Oh. Fingerprints.
Yeah, look at that.
That is a big blob of clay that's been scratched away for use for tallow candles, and even for sealing. See, between these lengths of pipes, they would have sealed them with rags and wire and clay, so they could have used. Maybe that's what it was. But those are.
That is neat.
That is neat. 150-year-old.
That doesn't fall off. Oh, more fingerprints up in there.
Oh yeah, look.
And in there. Wow. There's a handprint there.
Yeah, rails on the floor here.
So we've got the miners, possibly the miners' fingerprints, I would say. So they are. There's loads of them in here. There's loads of them.
This is a real budget mine as well, because the rails on the floor, they aren't even proper rails. They're just iron bars that have been curved to form rails. So they're just iron bars laid on their ends going off around the corner.
Wow.
So it's been done on the cheap.
They didn't have much money.
Nah. Where it's going straight,
Yeah.
and they don't have to curve them, they've used proper full-size rail. But it's just on the curves, to avoid the expense of having to bend them, they've just used bars. But this is lovely. And you can see the clay that they use to seal them at the joints as well.
Yeah. Wow. It's cool to see the handprints in it. And
Yeah, you can really get a touch. See, look at this seal. That's all been done. All been done by hand.
with clay.
Yeah, with clay. So the rails end here, they've been lifted. Some bits have been reused.
They move them along, I suppose.
I suppose, yeah. And the pipes cross over here. The fact that they're still hanging on the brackets and they've been there for 150 years.
What's the age of this mine?
About 1850s, 1860s. It wasn't reopened after that. Remains of an explosives box or something.
There's a fuse here, is it?
Oh yeah.
It is.
I'll tell you what, it could be, it looks like fuse that's been used. See, here it is. It's been used to seal and
So they would
attach the sections.
bind the pipes together with fuse.
It probably
Basically.
is just string. Yeah, it probably is just string.
Tallow candle there,
Oh
I think.
The thing is, see, the fuses they often used were just string, but they just put gunpowder in them. So
There's a lot of tallow candles on this wall. There's quite a few scattered about.
yeah,
There's a few here, look.
there's a great big shot hole here. Looking for any hobnail boot prints. I don't see any there.
Yeah.
I think too many people have been down here. There's lots of modern footprints. There's a bucket
Mm.
and the bases of
The old
two
chisel.
kibbles.
That's a neat chisel, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's the base of two barrels, wooden barrels.
So what we're doing is looking for boot prints. There's been an animal in here, look. Animal footprints.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I wonder what sort of animal that was. Dog, possibly.
Hmm.
A lot of footprints.
We'll put it somewhere else, though.
Yeah.
Just to safety. Yeah.
What have we got here?
So we've got one of the old kibbles that we used for hoisting the ore out of the mine. Just a cast iron riveted bucket, and with the landing bar on top of it that would have been used for guiding the kibble and landing it at the top of the shaft when the ore was brought out.
Is it complete? It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
No holes in it.
It's lovely.
Yeah. That bar's seriously heavy, I bet. Look at the hook on the end of it. Wow. And it's collapsed there.
Yeah, there's the end.
Yeah. Oh well. That's neat. Look at the big old rivets.
Yeah. I've never seen one with the landing bar still sitting on top of it before.
Nice.
A rag bridging each section and then tie string around it. to seal it.
It's so similar to fuse wire.
Yeah, well the thing is, the fuses they used around here were just string, but they used to pour gunpowder into it.
Right.
But these ventilation pipes, they would have had a fan at the entrance blowing air in rather than sucking it out. So they had to make sure that each of these joints were completely sealed so that the air got to the far end of the mine. Used to be a candle there, it's all dripped down.
It's all the wax, isn't it?
Oh wow. Probably tallow actually. Molten tallow.
Oh, it is.
Look, it's dribbled all the way down.
There's a lot of evidence of them being in here, you know, like...
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Superb. And they just carry on.
They go on away, does it?
Oh yeah, we're probably only about halfway along it.
Oh wow.
See, they've used those curved bars again here.
The pipes.
Yeah.
Or bars or whatever.
The rails.
1850s, you say?
Yep.
There.
2 boring bars here.
Oh, look at the quartz.
Do we have a shot over there? Can't see them.
2 boring bars. Are they fed up, are they? Oh, I like that. I'm going to have that piece of quartz.
Yeah, this is it. See, it fits perfectly. This is a bar that's been used to make these shuttles. So I like that. Fits spot on.
Well, how would they make them holes?
Sorry?
Drill?
Mm-hmm.
With water compression or something?
Oh, how do you mean now? How do they make the holes?
Yeah.
Literally, no drills at all. They would just hold it against the rock face like this. One man would turn it like that, and another man would hit it with a sledgehammer, so that you make a circular hole. And you do that for between 9 and 10 hours a day to make a shot hole like that. So all
make
of these
one
have been
hole?
hand drilled. Each and every one of them.
hole
You'd usually be able to make a set of 6 if you're an experienced miner, 6 holes per day.
per day.
And then blast them at the end of the day then. But imagine the work of just knocking those in day after day.
There's a few crystals around here.
Yeah.
Neat, nice little ones.
Oh, is it quartz, is it?
Yeah, well,
Oh, yeah, look at that.
We'll have to bring Phil here, he'll like this.
Yeah, you'd enjoy it.
So we just turned our torches off, just to experience the complete darkness.
It's more than dark.
Just think how those miners felt when their candles went out.
Well, the thing is, see, they used to, you know that I was on about drilling those shot holes, hand boring the shot holes? They used to do that in total darkness because they weren't moving around and they'd save the expense of candles. So they used to sit in darkness like this whilst they were hammering those borers into the rock for hours on end.
That is just absolutely mental.
Because they had to pay for the candles themselves, it was deducted from their wages.
Was it?
So if the more candles they could save, the more wages they got. So if they could bore in the darkness, then all the better. More clay then.
That bit back there with all the clay is and the handprints and fingerprints, and that's impressive.
It's lovely. Knock your eyes out of one of these.
These, yeah, they're sticking out a bit far, aren't they? Look.
See, they've left all the bars in here. They've taken the proper straight rails out because they can reuse them, but they've just left these curved bars in place because they're not much use to anything else. But look how primitive it is. Just bars laid on their ends.
Hello. This is the vein right here, look.
Comes right across.
It does.
You see how it narrows coming along here as well, and the level turns to follow it along here. But it looks like the end.
Ah, we've run out of mine to explore.
Oh no, it goes on.
Oh whoa, look at these fingerprints. Have a look.
Oh yeah, wow, look at that. Wow. Just found another interesting thing here too. This plate, this is a scraping plate, so they used to put these right at the end of the level, so they could scrape all of the stuff they blasted onto this it's easier then to shovel off rather than trying to shovel things off the rock floor with the rails in the way. We used to lay these plates at the end of the level so they could scoop the rock off of these flat plates and into the wagons. So that's what that is.
To make work easier for themselves.
Yep.
This mine has the most tallow candles I've ever seen.
Really?
Loads and loads of little tiny ones everywhere. Have you not spotted them?
No, I haven't actually.
And there's loads of like markings where the clay balls are stuck to the wall.
Yeah, you can see that.
I'll have a lot of that.
Well, this thing just goes on forever.
That's cool.
Oh no, this is the end. This is it.
We're at the end.
Yeah, this is the end. You see they've left the last pile of rock in here because there was no point clearing it if they weren't going to carry on.
There was nothing there to mine, was there?
The vein's gone completely.
I wonder how much. Where did the vein run out?
It's actually here. If you come up here. But it's just pitted out to virtually nothing.
They dug all this out for a little narrow vein like that.
Yeah, so the whole level, all the way from the entrance, found no productive ore whatsoever. It was a total waste of time. And see, we're in Flucken.
Yeah.
Remember that clay stuff?
Yeah.
This is Flucken.
The dangerous stuff.
You know when you get there, you don't bother.
Mm.
The powerful loads are always in proper, solid.
There we are. We're out. That was an amazing explore.
Oh, nice, wasn't it?
Nice history lesson from Johan there. Thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe and share. Spread the word. This guy's knowledge is amazing on all these mines around here.
Visit the website. Book
Yeah, visit the website. Check his book out. What's your book called?
Rich Mountains of Lead. But there'll be another 2 coming out next year, so keep in touch and we'll keep you updated.
Look on Amazon.
That's it.
And all the best to you.
Ciao for now.